Hey, GetFox here. Today I'm going to do a video based on the other video I did the other day. That makes a lot of sense, right? So I did a video on the 8 types of Madden players recently. I linked it in the description and want that fresh in your mind for this video, so check that out. This video is going to be on how EA is failing each of its segments of players here and what they can do better for each of us. Well, except one, really. Let's start with the achievers. They want something to do, a set to grind for, a big accomplishment to put their name to, if you recall correctly. No midseason master and a delayed ultimate master left a lot of achievers bored to high heaven this year. Nothing major to grind for outside of Coach Madden from early in the year until March was a big letdown. Leaving midseason master out of this year's game was a mistake in my opinion. I, along with many others, finished Sean Taylor in October, and there was about 5 months between master sets for me. Solution: release ultimate master. Releasing that was a start. You know, we got it here in March. But I think more cards or coins to grind towards through objective lists are needed. I know a lot of the achiever community said Ultimate Master was too easy, and while many of us hated on them because it was essentially a free card for us, it does show EA doesn't know the different player types very well. A solution might be something that shows in-game who achieves certain milestones first, like MLB The Show has, or just other large, difficult sets, head-to-head goals, or objectives to help reach their achiever audience. Next up, the swaggerers. The people that want to show off their high overall team, that kind of want to brag. I think this is one market that's catered to fine and will be even more when golden tickets come out. I will say it seems there are more God Squads this year than in past years, and there are fewer multi-million coin cards than in the past. Not that I believe that's an issue, I'm just saying it is what it is. I think the solution to this for the swagger is to put in rare cards and packs that aren't necessarily better, just rarer. Like 1 out of 100 limited time cards pulled are shiny, like Pokemon, and either have different art or a golden foil backgrounds, maybe card art that has the player busting out of the card to make it really special. Their prices will be high, but amazing for swaggerers to show off in the lineup, but aren't necessarily better on the field for the rest of us that can pay better prices. So next up is the traffickers, the guys who work the market. They haven't been hit as much as others, as they've been given more filters this year, and EA still hasn't put in a web app for bots to take over this market like they have with FIFA and many other games. The NATs hit a bit of the amount of snipes they have for this market, but overall I think this is an area that EA has largely ignored, a bit outside of banning Chewy from sniping a lot. The second half of traffickers, outside of the snipers that I was just talking about, are the investors, the people that are basically dead to EA. Outside of power-up base players, bad speculation, and a few others, it's becoming a lot harder to make coins off speculation versus previous years, so I'd say this is a mix of good and bad, both of EA ignoring the snipers and eliminating speculators. So the solution to this is just to keep ignoring the snipers. Let them do their thing, let them be the market makers, but both of... and then also, sorry, I'm confusing words here. I think they got to put in a set, kind of. I like the Schefter stars that allowed you to speculate on increasing pricing cards and keep doing more sets like that through supply changes and demands, and so allow people to basically speculate on the market, because this game is mostly market stuff or half market stuff. So moving on, explorers. The people who like to find new things in Madden and explore the game to find whatever they want to do, basically schemes and whatnot. So Bunch is still king in Madden, as you all know. It has been for years. It's tough for explorers to find new schemes when the same old ones are still the best in the game. All the competitive guys are using it. The toss and dive has dominated since the game launched. It hasn't really been balanced that well. They've tried to balance it. It's still going hard. The crossfire blitz is being used. I put out that in my Ravens ebook in the very first month of the game. It's still the best blitz in the game, or one of the best blitzes. Many crossfires are just basically the best. Anyways, the game beta is misbalanced. It makes trying to create new schemes based on real-life concepts, basically trying to make those new schemes a way of making yourself less effective to use those new formations. So why work harder for these people trying to innovate and mix the game up when a bunch still works against all coverages? I will say one positive for these people is that there are always glitches in Madden, and as we've seen recently with the high point fade that you see in this game, and then the Hail Mary glitch that has been found here in March. So it's a little late in years still finding glitches for explorers. So the solution is to balance the game so NFL concepts works, and that good routes and runs are just in one formation. There needs to be playbook patches through the year once people see what routes work best against the defense in any given year, and of course always get rid of those glitches as soon as they're found. That's hopefully just, I don't even have to say that, but I just did. Next up, solitarians. These are the people who hit 2,000 solos in a year, or there are people. That's the ton. To hear it from the most dedicated solitarians, they still haven't been given enough content. They seem to be missing their next journey, and the NATs hit them hard this year. In previous years, they'd be able to switch to farms to continue the solo grinds and transfer over the rewards. So even though from the outside it seems like there's been a ton of content for solo grinders, EA actually took away a lot from them with the NAT rewards. So my solution is just give them a long journey type solo sequence. Even though the solitarians will blow through it in a weekend, they'll be able to do it a bunch more on their farms too, to be able to get the coins that way. Next up, the socializer. There's not much EA socializers. There's not much EA can do because these players can't really be influenced much by EA since the game takes place on the message boards. As for the YouTube guys, the other socializers, myself being one of them, I think EA already does a decent job promoting the ones without coin sponsors, seeing as they give them cards to reveal and fly them out to events to try to wine and dine them. So with that said, the biggest thing that I've seen in 18 is the amount of communication EA does on the forums and Twitter. I really hope they keep it up going forward, engaging with the community and keeping us abreast of all the coming changes and the dynamics that are coming and going and whatnot, and from rewards to new content. So the solution is to keep communicating with us on Twitter and the forums, basically clone Kralo, get another one, him in the office. Next market, the Killers. This is probably EA's favorite market in Madden. They've promoted and shaped the game towards the Killers in recent years, giving them $1 million the last 2 years in competitive series, along with the salary cap mode and weekend league being added to the game this year. Combine that with promoting the Killers similar to YouTubers through card giveaways on Twitter, making TV shows about them, flying them out for events, getting their feedback on the game state. I feel Killers are the market EA does cater to very well. They want you to win and they want you to destroy your opponent and you know, get new cards and all that. So Killers, I'm fine. I think EA is doing a great job actually catering to them. The Dreamers, as you recall, are the guys into CFM mode. The solution there, lol. The answer here is too long for this video, but I'll just say it's a lot. But all right, fine. Let's do this. Here are some things just off the top of my head. I wrote them down. Let's get through them. Custom draft classes, better trade logic, custom uniforms and teams, more in-depth stats, realistic aging curves, and dynamic skill trees, better free agency, AI that's smarter in game, better player careers, owner mode with revenue expenses, balance sheets, realistic stadium attendance, concussions, better in-season storylines, combine drills, historic players and teams, set the year to determine the style of football play, AI coaches that follow your scheme, more realistic stats and sim and so on, radio show, and it keeps going on and on. I've done whole videos dedicated to CFM and how it sucks and how it needs to be improved. Watch those, please, EA. So there it is. That's how I think EA is messing up and how I think they can improve for each of us. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I want to hear what kind of player you are and how EA can make your specific experience better. Thanks for watching Call to Action. I will see you tomorrow.